Okay, afternoon, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Okay, so far we have one, two, three, four, five students have joined Kahoot.
Kahoot.
So please mute your mics, and if you want to talk, so you can unmute yourself. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, now you are six. Okay, now today we're gonna be focusing on one skill which is very important. Okay, so and it will help you, process information in a very quickly way. The title of the lecture is From Skimming to Scanning. You know what already is skimming. So when you're dealing with the main idea, so if you want to answer the main idea question, you need to employ this skill. But today we're going to focus on how we can answer detailed questions. Now elevate your reading skills to new heights. Great. So as usual, so we're going to start with the review phase. Well, this is, a quick test, okay, to see what you already know. And I'm going to ask you five concept checking questions, only five questions, and then we're going to proceed with the lesson. So which reading skill should you use to answer this question? Where did Bob hide the gun? Now, this is a question. Which reading skill should you use to look for the information? Is it skimming, scanning, in-depth reading, or schematic level of understanding? Okay, now we have four correct. No, yeah, four correct answers. Did I say skimming? No, guys, so this is my mistake. No, it's a scanning. It's a scanning. So the four students who answer this question are right. So it's my mistake here. I put on, I think I have to put, okay. So if I change it, we lose everything. Okay, anyways, no problem. So this guy or this girl was very lucky. Now the answer is not skimming, it's scanning. Now that's my mistake. Okay, I did not input the correct answer. I'm sorry for that, guys. Okay, so but four of you are correct. Okay, she's very lucky. Okay, anyways, so Khawla is number one. Okay, good. Now this is a double score question. Pete, don't beat around the bush. Just tell me the truth. To understand this direct quote, okay, I need to be reading at which level? Is it the semantic level, the pragmatic level, the schematic level, or the syntactic level? Syntactic minus A. So if you say to someone, stop beating around the bush, or don't beat around the bush. Now, how can you understand this? Should you look at the sentence literally, harfiyan, or you should implement something else? Yeah. So here I should be reading at the pragmatic level. So the pragmatic level, اللي هو المجازي. Okay. So don't beat around the bush. You should not look at this idiom, okay, literally, because you will get it wrong. So it means that you need to go straight to the answer. Okay. Okay, three of you have got this right. Okay, Khawla went down. Abdurrahman is number two. Huda number 3, sorry, Huda number 2, Hassan number 3, Khawla number 4, Rama 0. So big, Rama. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of the writer in paragraph A? Now, this is a sample question. Now, what type of question is this? What is the purpose of the writer in paragraph A? Is it a main idea question, a detailed question, a paraphrase question, or a structure and organization question? Now, here we're looking for the purpose of the writer. Okay, yeah, good. Now, this is a main idea question. Now, in order to identify the purpose of the paragraph or of the writer, so this is about the main idea. It is not a detailed question. No. For example, where, when, how many. Now, these are called detailed questions. But for the purpose, no. What is the writer discussing, for example, in paragraph A? Well, that's a main idea question. It is not a detailed question. Now, if they ask, for example, to come up with a title or like, the headings and the paragraphs, now these are main idea questions. Okay, so it means that you need to skim, read the paragraph so that you can answer this question. I just want to disable this Telegram. It's very annoying. Okay, cool. Abdurrahman is number 1, Hassan number 2, Huda number 3, Khawla number 4, Rama number 5. Okay, great. Now this is a puzzle. What are you going to do now? Reorder the steps involved in matching headings with paragraphs. Now normally, so there are some steps that you need to go through. Put them in the right order. Put them in the right order. So the first one until the last one. You have 1 minute and a half. Okay, if you finished earlier, so it's okay. Okay, we have one student who has answered the question so far. You're left only with 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay, cool. We have 2 students who got the correct answer, and 4 students failed to answer this question. Now, number 1, as we said before, so before reading the text, we need to look at the headings and we need to make them simpler, simply so that we can identify the topic of the paragraph. So, because most of the time, so they are maybe very long, and you cannot get the focus of the paragraph. So you should make them simpler. That's step number 1. Step number 3, you should skim read the paragraph to identify the main idea and the details. So we said here we need to identify the topic sentence and the key details that support the topic sentence, but your focus should always be on the topic sentence. And then you need to rule out. Rule out, it means eliminate. Tuzir, rule out the definitely incorrect headings. So this is number 3. And number 4, choose the heading that accurately paraphrases the main idea. So these are the 4 steps involved in answering these types of questions. Okay, Hassan, Abdurrahman, very good. Okay. So I think this is the last question. Now, reading a recipe, وصفة أكل, before cooking comes into the technique of reading. In which skill? Into the scanning, skimming, in-depth, or paraphrasing. Now, if you are following a recipe and you want to cook something, so do you have to scan the recipe, skim the recipe, or look at the recipe in details, or paraphrase it? Yeah, okay. Now this is in-depth reading. Okay, now each time I try to say
بالغلط
no
بالغلط
problem,
ضغطت على الأزرق لأنه معلق.
no
كنت
problem. So
بحطم بث.
it's okay, no problem. So here, when you are, for example, following a recipe, okay, you have to pay attention, to the timing, to the ingredients. Okay, so this is why it's not a matter of scanning, neither a matter of skimming. Here you have to do things, step by step.
إنجليزي.
So you need to follow. Yes, you need to follow the order prescribed. Okay, good. Yeah, Huda jumped to number 3. Cool. And Hassan is still number 1. Now drop the pin. Now drag the image to drop the pin in the area that reflects your learning needs. So if it was easy, it is the green area. So if you still need more help or some help, so the yellow one, the red one means that you need a lot of help. Okay. So most of you fall into this area. So the area in the middle, we have 2 excellent students. So we have 3 average students. Alhamdulillah, no weak students. Great. Now, what are we going to do today? So these are the lesson objectives. So we're going to employ scanning as a time-saving strategy to find key details. I told you that it really depends on the question. So this is why I advised you before, attempting any answer, you need to look at the question and you need to ask yourself this question: is this question about the details or about the main ideas? This will depend the reading skill that you need to employ to answer the question. And use in-depth reading. Now, this is detailed reading or focused reading to identify paraphrased information. Now, if you want to see, for example, if this phrase equals that phrase, while scanning will not help you. So the only thing that will help you is in-depth reading. So it means that you need to read slowly, okay, around the words that, for example, you have highlighted through the scanning technique. And then number 3, we're going to analyze linear text. So I will explain this later on, to extract relevant information to transfer it to a non-linear format. So I'm not sure whether we can achieve the third objective or not. It all depends on how quickly you learn things. Okay, now, how many differences are there? Now we have here a picture. How many differences can you spot? 0 differences, 1 difference, 2 differences, 4 differences. Oh my God, only 2 students have answered this question. I'm giving you 20 seconds. Okay, now normally you should have answered it quickly. Now here it depends on your ability to scan. You don't have to.
Only 2 I saw in the last line and in the middle.
Okay, now those who have answered this, now this means that they are good at scanning. Okay, now this is the question. I asked you a question about the details. How many differences are there? Now I will ask you another question about the same picture. Okay, Hassan, good, and Abdurrahman. Now, this is a double score question. How many letters are there in the previous picture? Here, I am dead sure you can never answer this question. Are there 16 times, 10 times 6, 17 times 5, 13 times 3, or 15 times 5? You see, the man is extending his tongue, so which means that you can never find the answer to this question. And if you did find it, so it means that you have supernatural abilities, and you should not fit in this classroom. Okay, so we have 0 students who got the correct answer. Why? Because our focus is not on the main idea here, on the big picture. No. So we are looking into the details. So this is why we're trying to spot the differences. So you will never be, you will never think of, counting the letters. You will never do this. But if I ask you the question, how many letters are there? Of course, you will count, for example, the letters in for example, a row and then in a column, and that's it. So you can come up with the correct number, but this was not your focus. This is why you did not answer the question. Now, what can we learn from this? Now, if there is, for example, a main idea question, well, I need to read it first. I know that it's about the main idea, and I need to skim, and I need to look at the big picture. Now, if the question is about the details, well, I will not focus on the main idea, but I will focus only on the details. Now, this is the way it goes, guys. Okay, nobody has answered this question. Okay, now this is today's lesson, sifting through the sands of time. Well, this is what you call the title. This is a sift. You may not know this in English, but here sift is used as a verb. You sift through something. Okay, now here we have sifting through the sands of time, the sands of time. And here, what do we have here on the left? What is it?
Castle.
Castle.
A castle. Yeah, very good. Okay, so this is a castle. And here we have the picture on the right. What do we have?
Beach.
Beach, sea view.
Ah, beach. Okay. Now, what relationship can you establish between the beach and the castle?
Maybe the castles have a sea view.
The castle has a sea view. Maybe. Okay, good. Maybe. Okay, so
Island.
it's an
The
island.
castle is in the island.
The castle is on an island. Yes? What did you say?
The same location.
The same location. Try to establish a link. Try to read the title, guys. Okay, sifting through the sands of time, and well, this is the sift, and we have a castle.
We can make a castle with
Come
a
again?
sift.
Come again?
We can make a castle with a sift
With a sift
on the beach. Yeah.
on the beach with a sift.
Yes.
I've never seen people using sifts to make castles on the beach. Yeah, but you can, yeah, okay, so this is a good relationship. Okay, so it didn't come to my mind, but this is a very good relationship. Well,
I mean
here
a sand castle.
we can make castles on the beach. Okay, now this is the relationship between them. This is a good analogy. Okay, so is there any other answer? But Hassan or Abdurrahman, I don't know who was talking. Who's talking?
Yes. Abdurrahman.
Abdurrahman. Okay, Abdurrahman, why do you need to use, for example, this one, this sift, in order to make a castle on the beach? Why do you need this? Huh?
Sand castle.
Some sand castles. Yeah, to make, but still, why do you need the sift?
To make a sand castle.
Yeah, I know.
To
But
shape it nicely.
to do what?
To shape it nicely.
To shape it. Yeah, to shape it. Yeah.
Shells.
Yeah, to get rid of maybe pebbles اللي هم small stones. Is it clear? Pebbles اللي هو الحصى. Maybe, yeah. So this is a good idea. Good. And here we are sifting through the sands of time. The sands of time. Time, what does it mean here? Because we have the word time.
عبر الزمن يمكن.
Yes, very good. Okay. So this is about, I don't know, so about the past maybe. So this is what they are doing. They're sifting through the sands of time. Okay, now what can you learn? Now, if you do this, What is in the sand that can help you learn about the past?
حار عبر الزمن.
What is it? No, I said, what's in the sand that can help you learn about the past? Because they said the sands of time, and they
Day
said
and
time,
night. The shadow.
the shadow,
Reflecting the shadow. You know, the
reflecting the.
time, day.
Okay. Now here, based on the title and the picture, now here we have the title, which is Sifting Through the Sands of Time. Okay, now look.
Navigation.
Yes. So let me explain to you the word sifted through something. Okay. For example, you have a pile of paper, كومة أوراق. Okay. And you are looking, for example, for a note, or you're looking for a letter. Okay. You sift through the pile of paper to find the letter. Okay. Now, who can tell me the meaning of to sift through something in Arabic? What is it? Now, sometimes you have a lot of clothes, okay? And you're looking for, a pair of socks. You do understand the word socks?
Yes.
Jawarab. Right, okay.
Yes.
So, for example, you have a pile of clothes and you're looking for a pair of socks. So, what do? You sift it through the pile of clothes, okay, in order to find the pair of socks. Now, sifting through here, I've given you two examples. What do you think it means in Arabic?
Search.
Yeah, very good, excellent. This is in English, okay. In English is to search. In Arabic, يعني يقلب. Yeah. Okay, now this is what they are doing. They are sifting through the sands of time. Why? For one reason. So, sand, if you ask this question, is it new or old?
Again, please.
I said sand. Is it something new or gold or old? Sand.
Old.
Yeah,
Oh,
very old, very old. Okay, sounds very old. And maybe one relationship that I can establish between sand and the castle is maybe castles or people use sand to build castles. Maybe. Okay, so this is one relationship. And you have already mentioned this, but you talked about the sand castle on the beach. Okay, but this is not a sand castle. Okay, so maybe because here they said the sands of time, which means very old.
يمكن
Yeah.
يمكن مثل جزيرة مفقودة وهم ينحتون فيها ويطلعون منها يطلعون منها قصر.
Yeah, okay, maybe, yes.
علم الآثار.
Oh, yeah, very good. Okay, now this is archaeology, علم الآثار. Maybe there are pieces that you can find. For example, if you sift through the sand, you may find these archaeological pieces. You may find this. Okay, cool. Okay, now, based on the title and pictures, what do you think the text will be about? Now, this is what you call the schematic level of understanding. We know what a castle is, we know what a beach is, okay? So we try to make some predictions. The text will not be about cows in New Zealand, probably. No, it will not be about this. Now, from the picture and the title, what do you think the text will be talking about?
Old places.
All places. So what are you going to do, guys? So I have asked you the question. I would like you to write your answer here. So try to type your prediction. Okay. I think the text will be about this and this and this. A few words, a sentence. Okay, because you need to write. So you need to practice writing. I've given you 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. So take your time and try to produce something. Okay, we have 4 answers submitted. Now let's look at the answers. Okay, yeah, maybe all the places. I have no idea. Okay, good. Looking for the old places, yes, and how sand can help us learn about the past. Now, which do you think is the best answer?
Maybe
I
how
think
sand
house
can
and
help us learn about the past.
Is it number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4?
4.
4. Well, this is my answer. Thank you very much.
I
Okay.
submit, but it doesn't show.
Yeah, because I think you ran out of time. Okay, so if the time is out, you cannot submit your answer. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, we will learn. Maybe we'll learn about all the places. Yes, I have no idea who wrote this. I don't know. Looking for the old place, and maybe how sand help can help. Oh well, because because I already know this the text, so that's why I produced this. So maybe if I didn't have any idea, maybe I would come up with worse answers. Okay, now
So
choose.
the old place, it's in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
Something
So this
old
is
is
why
for
it's old.
past.
Yeah. Okay, now choose the sentence in which the idiom sifted through, I have already explained it, is not used appropriately. So there are four sentences. In one sentence, the idiom is not used appropriately. You need to read the sentences and you choose the wrong one. There's only one sentence which is wrong. Okay, well, three of you have got the correct answer. This is fine. Now, she's sifting through the sand. Okay, يعني تقلب في الرمل, trying to find her lost ring. You know, this is fine, no problem with it. We sifted through the papers in the box, but we didn't find the letter. This is fine, no problem. He sifted through his watch. Now, this is stupid. You can never sift through your watch. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, 3 of you got it. And I sifted through the laundry pile to find a pair of socks. Okay, now this one is okay, this is okay, this is okay, but this is wrong. Okay, we never sift through our watches, never. Okay, Hassan, very good, and Abdurrahman, Huda, Khawla, Rama. Okay, now here's the task that we're going to do today. So identifying the type of question. Now, before you delve into the text and try to read the text for no purpose, reading the question may help you or may help you get more focused when you read. So normally when you read something, you should set up a purpose for your reading. Now, when you read the questions, so for example, I read question 1, and then I will go back to the text to look for the information. Now, this makes sense. But if I read only for the sake of reading, I will do nothing. I will lose my time. Okay. Now, and if you read the text first, and then you look at the questions, and then revisit the text just to answer them, it means that you did something twice. You read the text twice. Now, this means that you will probably not finish all the activities. So this is why the only thing you should do when you're doing your reading test, you should read the questions and then decide whether the questions are about the main idea or the details, and then you start reading. Okay, now you need to pay attention. So here we have answer the questions below, choose no more than 3 words. And I told you in listening and reading, the maximum number of words that you need to come up with will not exceed 3 words. Now, this is the maximum number. It could be 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, but no more in both listening and reading. Now, this is one piece of information that I have already highlighted. Now, the second thing, now for these types of questions, now answer the questions below. So these questions, they follow the same order as the reading passage. So they are in the same order. Now, this means that if I find the answer to question number 1 in paragraph 1, so the answer to question 2 will just be underneath it. So I don't have to go, back and forth. No, it's not like this. So they are in the right order, or they follow the same order of the reading passage. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, now, because this is the way the brain reads. This is the way the brain reads. But if you remember the detailed question, I mean, the first one, which goes, what is it? Let me remember it. Yeah, which paragraph contains the following information? Well, this question, I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about question skill number 1 that we saw together. Which paragraph contains the following information? Now, these types of questions, I told you this is the most difficult question. Why? Because here the questions are not in the right order. Okay, but except that one, so all the questions will be in the right order and it will be very easy for you to find the answers. Now, this question, so look at it. So we have what 2 materials made by humans are mentioned in the passage, and which part of the grain of sand have scientists measured? What 2 factors determine the size and shape of a piece of sand? Which event produced the beach on Kamuama Island, where, according to the passage, can beaches made of very ancient sand be found? Who claims that sand can have a more efficient function than coastal technology? Now, these questions, are they about the main idea or the details?
Details.
Yeah, so
Details.
these are about the details. I need to come up with 2 materials. So here I need to come up with the part that's been measured. And here I need to come up with 2 factors. Now, these are details, they are not main ideas. Now here, which skill should you employ? Is it skimming or scanning?
Scanning.
Scanning وin-depth بعد.
Right, very good. Yes, scanning and in-depth reading. But the first skill that you need is what you call scanning. Okay, now let me move on. Quiz. Now, what type of questions are these? I have already answered. Now, these are they main idea questions, evaluative questions, polar questions? يعني yes, no, إجابتهم. Detailed questions. We have already answered this question. Now, this is a walk in the park, a piece of cake.
طلعني من الكاهوت.
اعمل ريفرش. انا قلت لكم نزلوا الابلكيشن يعني you need to download the app.
منزله ابلكيشن في تلفوني بس ما اقدر ادخل. كيف ادخله؟
Right, no problem. But did you answer the is it the detailed question? Is this your answer?
Yes. بس
Yeah,
ما
okay.
جاوبت.
No problem, no problem. The most important thing is that you understand.
Okay.
باه الحمد لله راما انا شفتك طلعتي هلا. باه حسن still number 1, Abdurrahman number 2, Huda number 3, and Khawla, maybe she had some issues with her application. No problem. Now, which skill or skills should I use to answer these types of questions? Now, the question has already been answered by Khawla. She answered the question. So, is it skimming alone, scanning alone, in-depth reading alone, or scanning and in-depth reading? Khawla has already answered the question.
حطوا لي جرين بسرعه.
You see, they're not good. قلت لكم حطوا الجرين يا. Okay. Oh my God. There's one student who opted for the blue box. Now the blue is wrong. It is a scanning and in-depth reading together. Now we cannot depend only on scanning. So simply because scanning, it will show you where the answer is, just to locate the answer. But to make sure that it is the correct answer, you need to employ in-depth reading. So I will show you how you can do this later on. Okay, so Abdurrahman now is number 1. So with I think he has a streak of 3 correct answers. Way to go, Abdurrahman. Hassan number 2, Huda number 3, Rama number 4, Khawla, I think because of some technical issues, she's there. Okay, now answer the questions below. Choose no more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. So here you have the question and you have the instructions. And I told you, so when it comes to listening and reading, you need to pay attention to the instructions. Now, if you come up with an answer that exceeds 3 words, you will get a 0. Now, this is the question. What 2 materials made by humans are mentioned in the passage? Now, this is question number 1. So here there are 2 steps involved in this question. Okay, number 1, I need to identify the keywords. Now, I repeat, a keyword is a word in the statement. Now, here we have a statement or in the question. So it's not a question, it's a statement. جملة. And sometimes it's a question with a question mark at the end. Now, a keyword is a word in the statement or in a question whose equivalent or whose synonym could be found in the text. Now, this is why before I start reading, well, I need to read the question carefully and I need to look for keywords. Okay. Now, step number 2, you should not stop here. What should you do? You should anticipate or guess the synonym that could be used in the text before reading. Okay. So we will do this. This is very important, guys, because there are many students who will simply underline the words and then go straight to the passage. This is a very bad strategy. Don't do it. So before you visit the text, you should try to figure out, okay, for example, how these keywords could be found in the text. It's very important that you should do this. Now, this is what you call active reading. Now, what are we going to do? Choose the words that are closest in meaning to the highlighted words. I have highlighted some words here. المفروض the word materials made by humans. Okay. So, for example, what alternative can I find for the word to? Now, I will do this. And what alternative can I find for the word materials? And what alternatives can I find for the word, for the phrase made by humans? Are mentioned in the passage? No, I will never find this in the text because this is stupid. So here, 2 materials made by humans. Now, before I start reading, so I will spend some time, let's say 20 seconds. Well, for 2, I might find this. For materials, I might find that. For by humans, I might find this phrase or that phrase. Okay, this is very good. If you do it, you will quickly find the keywords. Now, let's proceed with this. Okay. Now, what did I do? You have to select more than one answer here. Choose the words that are sorry, this is likely, not like, to be used in place of 2. So, a pair, both, a couple, and, twice, double. You choose the words that could be used or that are likely to be used instead of the word to. I said this is a multi-select question. It means that you need to select more than one answer. أي واحدة تعني تو اختار.
twice في الدبل. أغلب. يصير نختار كلهم؟
Yes, you can do that, no problem. Any word that is closest in meaning to 2, go for it. Choose it. Okay, actually a pair means 2. A pair means 2. Okay, we can say a pair of socks, a pair of shoes, a pair of trousers. It means 2. Both the same thing. So it means 2. A couple, it could mean 2. Now we say the couple went to Paris. Now the couple means the husband and the wife. So it's 2. And the same thing, it means 2. For example, I could say Ali and Salah, these are two. Fatma and Aisha, these are two. Okay, twice, it means two times, and double, it means two. Okay, actually, you should have chosen all of them, guys. All of them can mean two. Okay, it is true that two isn't the exact synonym of and, but these words, they belong to the same semantic field. Instead of saying to you, for example, the two boys went, for example, camping, I could say Ali and Salah went camping. So Ali and Salah, they are two boys. So how did I, it is through this coordinating conjunction. So this is why when you look at these words, you have to adopt what you call flexible thinking. Try to be flexible. Do not be rigid. Okay. We will have a look at the answers. MashaAllah, Huda, very good, excellent. So Huda, she jumped. She's number one now. Okay. Abdurrahman, number two. Hassan. So almost, you know, the same score here. Rama, yeah, you're not far away from them. So it's a matter of maybe one question and a matter of speed. That's it. Okay, question number two. So this is a multi-select. You have to select more than one option and your score will be doubled. Choose the words that are likely, not like, to be used instead of materials. Now, instead of materials, what other words can you think of and they have almost the same meaning? We have groups, we have substances, items, components, elements, ingredients. Still 5 seconds to go. Okay. Yeah. So groups, no. Groups doesn't mean materials. Okay. Not necessarily. So if you say group of students, it is not materials, or a group of books or whatever. No. But substances, yes. Items, yes. Components, yes. Elements, yes. Ingredients, yes. So all of them have almost the same meaning. Now, all these words, they belong to the same semantic field. Semantic field اللي هو الحقل المعنوي. الحقل المعنوي. They are not exact synonyms, but they belong to the same semantic field. So, for example, you can find this in a thesaurus. Thesaurus, you can find these words for like substance, components, ingredients, elements, items. So they all belong to the same semantic field. Hassan, very good. So he regained his first position, followed by Abdurrahman, Huda, Rama, and Khawla. Okay. Now the last word or phrase. Now, what is the alternative that you can use instead of made by humans? Made by humans. Produced by mankind, artificial, man-made, created by people, natural, manufactured. Actually, all of them are synonyms. There's only one word. Only one word which is not a synonym.
Only one word?
Yes, only one word which is not a synonym. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So this is the one word that doesn't belong to the group, which is natural. Okay. Now, if something is made by human beings, it is not natural. It is natural only when Allah Subhanahu wa Taala creates it. Okay. But human made, produced by mankind, man-made, artificial, sinai. Now, which means that it is made by human beings, created by people, manufactured, musanna. Okay, so all these terms and phrases, okay, they indicate that something is not natural, and this is why natural, it has to be excluded. Okay, cool. Okay, Khawla moves up. Rama, Huda, number 3, Abdurrahman. So he has a streak of 6. This is a good student, a streak of 6 answers. So it means that he answered 6 questions in a row without any mistakes. And Hassan is number 1. Way to go. Now, synonyms, muradafat, they are words that belong to, I have already said this maybe twice or 3 times today. They are words that belong to a wide range of meaning, the field of grammar, the semantic field, the same semantic field, or words with different meanings and uses. I have already said this at least 4 times today. Oh, yeah, there are only 2 students, so we have only 1 correct answer. Yeah, so these words, the synonyms, okay, they are words that belong to the same semantic field. Semantic يعني المعنى. Semantic هو المعنى. Semantics. Okay, and we have the semantic level of understanding. It is قلنا you have to have a good knowledge of
الحقل
words.
المعنوي.
الحقل المعنوي. أحسنتي, very good. Okay. Okay, there is Khawla. أحسنتي. Khawla is the only one who answered the question. Okay. Now, answer the questions below. Choose no more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. What 2 materials made by humans are mentioned in the passage? Well, now we are going to read, but we have a lot of skills now. Okay, now I know what to be looking for the word 2. It could be 2 if I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, it will be maybe both, maybe and, something like this. Okay, materials, it could be item, it could be substance, it could be something like this. Made by humans, so maybe artificial, maybe human made. Okay, so we know these things. Now what am I going to do? I am going to scan. Scanning is running your eyes over a chunk of text. Okay, but you shouldn't be reading. Now the purpose is to look for words that stand out. Now they can stand out. They start with a capital letter like when. Well, this is very easy to find, like S, capital letter. Okay, these are very easy to find words. So this is why they stand out. Or they stand out because I anticipated the meaning or I anticipated the words that could replace these keywords, and I will be looking for them. Now, when you scan, you shouldn't be reading, I said. Now, I'm looking for a word that means 2, or a word that means material, and a word that, or a phrase that means made by humans. So look the way I should scan, guys. Okay, materials, beach, stepping, nothing, you see, very quickly. And then I was writing from left to right, من اليسار لليمين. Now, when I reach the last word, okay, I should revert the order. I will be writing from the right to left. So this way, you won't be tempted by reading. So I would say tiny, animals, marine, skeleton, mountains. Okay, no, but I don't have a paraphrase of these words. So the same thing, from left to right, diamonds, minerals, treasure, possess, earth, geology. Do we have any of these words?
No.
No, we don't have them. Okay. Now, this is what you call this is the skill that you need to acquire today. Okay. Now, this is the skill that you need to learn. But there is no need for you to understand, for example, the meaning of skeletons. No need. The meaning of maybe you're not familiar with the word ancient, maybe tiny. You don't know them. They are not important to me. I am trying to look for a word that means 2, or materials, or made by humans. So it's not here. I should go on. Well, this is the first paragraph because this is the first question, and we need to read right from the very beginning. Okay, I will move on. Okay, son, children play, adult relax when complains something, gets food, praise, molded. Okay, verbs, I will skip them because I'm looking for nouns. Okay, castle, discovery, count, geological, past, thousands, marine, history, millions, nothing about these things. Okay, because here I'm looking for nouns, asma, I will, overlook all the 7 parts of speech. Now I will overlook prepositions, I will overlook conjunctions, I will overlook verbs, I will overlook adjectives, I will overlook interjections, I will overlook adverbs. Okay, so there is no need for me to this is why when I scan I will focus only on nouns. Okay, so nothing here, I will carry on. Now this is the third one: sand, ocean, most, mountains, desert, common. Aha, here we have the word substance. Now what do I need to do? I need to jam a bit on my brakes اللي هما الفرامل اضغط عليهم شوي. Now because here substance, it's like materials. Okay, and but I should not stop here, I will carry on because there are other words. So maybe substance, materials, okay, maybe they are similar, but where is two? Where is made by humans? Okay, earth, major, concrete, items are man-made. Well, that's the second one. So here we have made by humans and we have man-made, so they are almost similar. We have substance.
element.
Well, element. Okay, now what does this mean? Now here I should stop scanning. Okay, I should stop scanning. And now I'm going to read around these words. نقرأ حولهم. Oh, these words: substance, element, man-made. Where does the sentence start? Well, it starts from here because here I have the word substance. Now, what I will be doing now, I will be reading. I will employ what you call in-depth reading, قراءة المعمقة, because here I'm trying to find what you call the answer. Okay, so scanning will not help you find the answer, but it will help you locate the answer. حدد وين الإجابة. And then you should employ the second skill. You should read slowly. Okay, but there are many students who don't know how to employ the skills. What do? So they start reading the passage very slowly. They employ what they call in-depth reading. Well, that's a waste of time and you can never finish this way. Okay, you should do it the way I have already shown you. Now I'm going to read slowly. It is one of the most common substances on earth, and well, this is addition. It is a major element in man-made what? Man-made items. Two. What do you call this punctuation mark? What is it? We have already seen dash. Very good. And why do writers use dashes? Why do they use them? In order to provide what?
Example.
Example. It is explanation. So normally we use dashes to provide some explanation. So he said man-made items too. Now he's going to explain, or maybe he's going to talk about these items. Or he said concrete, number one, is largely sand, while glass is made of little else. Now that's what he said. So the man-made items here, how many items did he mention?
2.
What are they?
Concrete and glass.
Yeah, very good, excellent. So even if you don't know the meaning of the word concrete, it is not an issue. So he said man-made items too. I have a dash. Well, I need to pause here. What is the writer going to do? Well, he's going to provide me with some explanation. Okay, so he's going to mention these items because he said man-made items in the plural. Okay, what are they? I don't know them. So he is going to explain, okay, what he meant by items. Well, he said, well, number one, concrete is sand, while بينما, okay, or however, or but, كلهم نفس الشيء, okay, glass is made of little else. Okay, now it is concrete and glass. Now here I could find the answer simply because I was reading slowly. But if you are reading fast, only scanning, you will never find the answer. You can find these words. You can find substance, man-made, okay, and then how can you answer the question? You cannot. So what do you need to do? You need to read or to employ what you call in-depth reading so that you can understand this. Now, in-depth reading, it employs a slow reading, and you need to ask some questions like the ones that I asked. Okay, for example, if I said man-made items, and here I have a dash, well, this is a sign that I need to pay attention to. What's the writer going to do? Well, he's going to give me some examples. Well, this is one example, concrete, and number one is the glass. This is what you call in-depth reading. Okay, so as you can see, or as you have seen, what did we do here exactly? So we started with the scanning. we identified the keywords, we read around them slowly, and we came up with the correct answer. And these are the steps involved in answering detailed questions. Next time, inshallah, when we meet, so I will give you one question about, you know, the steps of answering detailed questions. So don't forget them. So first of all, I need to highlight the keywords. That's number one. Number two, I need to anticipate. Okay. For example, I need to come up with words before reading. Yeah, in general, yeah. So two could mean this, it could be this, it could mean this, and then I will read. And when I come across them, I need to slow down. And then I will, the final stage is to read around them slowly to employ what you call the in-depth reading. Now, these are the steps involved in answering these types of questions. Okay. Now here, type your answer. Now this is the text. Now, what two materials made by humans are mentioned in the passage? I would like you to write your answer.
We cannot write.
Why?
I don't know. Type your answer, but it's not open.
It's not open. So let me check. So here on my phone. Maybe you need to refresh the, yeah, you need to refresh the app.
I don't know.
Were you able to write now? Are you able to write?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
هو الله سبحانه وتعالى مشان هيك قال وبشر الصابرين. واضح. Right, okay, now these are my answers. Okay, now 4 of you guys have written concrete and glass, or we can say maybe, now this is what I already input in the system. So maybe some students would write glass and concrete, and here the order is not important. The order is not important. So even in the IELTS exam, so you can start with the word concrete and the word glass, or the word glass and concrete, or you could write instead of and plus concrete plus glass, no problem. Or
I chose the sample for add, the one in the
which one?
The one it showed that for and a sample in the keyboard.
Yeah, this is the plus, yes.
But it's not, no, not plus.
This one?
No, there's another one.
Okay. I know the and, right?
Yes, the and.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, it's okay, no problem. Okay, review answers. Yes, so okay, concrete and glass. So these are correct answers. Concrete.
Yeah, this one, this one, the red, the yellow one.
This is you wrote this, right?
Yeah, I wrote this.
Okay, so this is correct. And concrete and glass, this is correct. Okay. Okay. Now, I have shown you how to do this. So we did one question together. Now, what are you going to do? Now, you're going to do it alone. Is this clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now, you have the paragraph. You have the question. I have highlighted the keywords for you. I will help you only with the keywords. Now, here, which part of a grain of sand have scientists measured? Now, which keyword do you think is the most important? Is it part of the grain or scientists or measured? Now, which one is the most important and why?
Measured.
Why?
Data.
Huh?
Shows for us the data.
Data. Yeah, okay, back. Okay. Well, actually, the word measured is the most important skill. Word. Okay, I will tell you why, guys. So, because when you are scanning, now the examiner or the one who has devised this test, okay, so they have in their mind, okay, one skill they need to test you on. Okay. Now, this is what you call the skill of scanning. This is what they are testing. Okay. Now, we know they already know that we scan for things that stand out, that are very clear, and they are testing your ability to find this information quickly. Now, if you are clever, and I'm sure that you are, okay, now you should point, or you should look at, you know, the most important keyword here. Now, it is measure. It is the most important for one reason. Now, here I won't be looking for letters, but I will be looking for numbers. And you can find numbers easily, because they are different from letters. Is it clear? Now, if I say measured, okay, so I need to look for measurements. So it's very easy to find. You see here, 0.06, and this is 0.6. It's very easy to find, okay? And then I need to read the question carefully. Now, I have already located the answer. The answer is here. But now what do I need to do? I need to read the question carefully, and you employ what you call in-depth reading so that you can answer the question. The question, or the answer to the question, is, as I said before in the last sentence, well, I found the measurements here. I will start from here, or the sentence starts from here. I will read carefully, or employ what you call in-depth reading, and then I need to come up with the answer. Okay, now you have some time. Read this one, the last sentence carefully, and try to answer the question: which part of a grain of sand scientists measured? I will give you 1 minute, and then I will display the question so that you can type your answer. But first of all, try to read it. I will shut up. Okay, time is up. Now you need to answer the question, guys. So, which part of a grain of sand have scientists measured? Okay, we have 4 answers submitted. My goodness, so it took you so long this time. Now I'm going to show the answers. Okay, now here we have, okay, we have diameter, we have grains qualify, the Massachusetts, and the greater. Now, what are we looking for? We are looking for a part of a grain. جزء من حبة, جزء من حبة of sand that scientists have measured. Did they measure the Massachusetts? جزء من حبة الرمل. It is the diameter. Now, this is what they have chosen. This is what they have measured. It is the diameter, okay? Not grains qualifies a verb. And the Massachusetts, now, this is an institute. And this is greater than, it is a comparative. Now, we'll just look back to the answer, back to the text, sorry. Now, here, look. Institute of grains qualify if their diameter is, now this is the measurement, if something is greater than 0.06 of a millimeter. Okay, now this is what they measured. What did they measure? This is the question. Which part have they measured? Now, from the measurement, okay, I will know. For example, if I tell you my room is 6 by 4, what have I measured?
Area.
No, my room. I measured my room. Is
Yeah.
it clear? Yeah, okay. Now the same thing here. They said the diameter is, now what is being measured? It's the diameter. And how do you know that the diameter is part of the grain? Now give me one word that means part of.
Length.
جزء من وين؟
We may measure the length of the grain.
No, give me أيوة. مين قال there?
حسن.
أحسنت حسن. Very good. Now the word there, it means a part of. Okay? أنت لما تقول my son, يعني هوني the son, my, تبين إنه this is part of you. لما تقول my phone, هذه تبين it's a part of you. هو شو قال؟ Grains qualify if their diameter. There, what does it refer to? They refer to the grain. يعني it is a part of them. The diameter is part of the grain. Now, this is why here you need to pay attention and you need to be flexible in your thinking, guys. Try to be flexible. These questions are not easy, are not difficult. They are stupid questions, wallah. Stupid questions. Because here, what are they trying to do? They are trying to know whether you can skim, properly or not. Okay, that's what they are trying to do. Okay, so do not overthink the question. It's very easy, very simple. Okay, and there's nobody got this. زعلتوني منكم والله. Bye, we move on. No, so I need to skip this one. How can I skip this? I need, yeah, I have already, no, sorry guys. Okay, now this is the third paragraph, okay. Now here we have what? Two factors. We're looking for two factors that determine the size and shape of a piece of sand. So we're looking for two factors. So I will not talk. I would like you to read the paragraph, try to find the keywords here, and then try to read around them to come up with these two factors. قلت لكم كلمة two, it could be and, it could be both, it could be something like this. Okay.
Age and origin.
Okay, ما جاوبوا هلا بس أنا بعطيكم دقيقة. You read the text and then I will redirect you to the question. Is it clear? Your answer is correct. Your answer is correct. Okay, so I will redirect you to the question now. Oh, this is number 4. My goodness. This is because of me. Yeah, so open-ended is this is one. No, this is number 4. Sorry, I need to go back. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, no problem, no problem. So it's because of me. So here we have which two factors, and they determine the size of what is it? That determine the size and shape of a piece of sand. So we're looking here for two factors. It's not only one. And then these factors determine something. Now, a factor is like an aspect or an element, something like this. عاملين بالعربي. So two factors. And determine here. So determine, it means depend, the same thing. For example, if you want to buy cigarettes and you are under 18, you cannot do that. Okay, so we say, for example, well, it depends on your age. It depends on your age, or we can say your age determines whether you can do something or not. Okay, depending on your age. So determine and depend, they are similar. Okay, so this is why here it's very easy. If you find the word, I think you know them both. Okay, and here we have two factors. He said age and origin. Now these are two. How did I know? So they are linked by the coordinated conjunction and age and origin. Okay, and determine the size. Okay, so we will be looking for the size here, and shape. Particularly sand can consist of tiny. Well, tiny means very small, very small. Tiny, صغير جدا. It's like minute. You know the word minute, دقيقة. تكتب نفسها هي minute, لكن تقرأ minute. Minute or tiny, it means very small. Now the pebbles are هما stones. الحجارة بس تكون صغيرة, pebbles. Now this is an indication or a reference to the size or porous granules. Now, and each grains may have the shape. Well, this is an indication to the shape. Okay, so the answer is, I think Khawla answered the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool, very good. Okay, I don't know here which one. Oh my God. So guys, I need to, we will do it without the question, so you will answer them orally, no problem. Yeah, okay. This is number 5. No, I need number 4. Yeah, this is number 4. Okay, now here we have which event produced the beach on Kamoama Island. Okay, so here we're looking for an event that produced the beach on Kamoama Island. Now, if you look at the word, this is event. It's my mistake, guys. So event with T. Now, what is an event? Or for example, events normally they should have two things. What are they?
حدث, celebration.
But event here حدث, but it must have two things. What are they? The event, it must have two things. What are they?
The place of time.
Yeah, very good, excellent. Look, now this is the difference between a good student and a bad student. Now the good student will, for example, look at the keyword and he will try to think. For example, because they are, what are they testing here? They are testing my scanning skill. So normally, okay, so in order to scan effectively, they will give me words that stand out, that are very clear to, very easy to find. Okay, now if I say event, well, here I will think of the place where, and I will think of the place when. Maybe these things will be included in the passage. Now, if you look here in the paragraph, you will see that we have the date 1990. Okay, and you can see that here we have Kamoama Island. Well, this is the name of an island,
Place.
a place, name of a place. And I told you before that names of places are not paraphrased. Now we cannot paraphrase Abu Dhabi. So I will find this Kamoama. So with a capital A, it's very easy to find. Which line is it? Tell me about the number of the line. Where can you find, in which line? 8. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Kamoama. You can find it here. Here we have Kamoama Island, and they said the island of Kamoama. And this is how we paraphrase, guys. So this is about the word order. I don't know. So if last night any one of you was present in the writing lecture, we talked about paraphrasing and how you can paraphrase, I think, the first part of the prompt. I think Fatma was there, right? Khawla. You attended the lecture last night?
Yes.
You attended the
Writing.
lecture last night, right?
Writing, yes.
Yeah, okay. So when we talk about paraphrasing, you see here, so here we have Kamoama Island, and this is the way the writer paraphrased it. So he said the island of Kamoama. Now this is what they call it, changing the word order, and this is one way of paraphrasing phrases in English. Okay, good. Now I found Kamoama Island, and here I'm looking for an event, hadath, that produced. Which event produced? Because this is active. The beach on Kamoama Island. So I need to find the beach. Where is the beach here? Beach. Where is it?
Line 9.
Line number 9. Yeah. So we have beach here, and we have the word produced.
Volcano.
Yeah. Where
The
can you find the word
event when
produced? Yeah. Here we have
Produced,
produced.
created.
Yes. Okay.
Created.
Now, where a beach was created or produced, and here the event after what?
After the
a
volcano.
volcanic eruption. اللي هو الانفجار
زلزال
البركاني.
بركاني.
Yeah, okay. Yes. So this is the event. So it was an event. How did I know? So I have the place, and that was in 1990. I have the date. Okay. So be careful. Whenever they give you what you call scanning questions, okay, so they will give you a clue. يعني دليل. And if you are a good student, you should spend some time, think about the clue. So why did they ask me this question? Well, they wanted me, for example, to scan for numbers, and I can do this. So here, because the event, it may include a number, or it may include a place. So it's very easy to find the place because it starts with a capital letter. Okay. Now you should think this way, and you will get the answer. You know how? Okay, no answer. Good. Okay, this is number 5. Choose no more than 3 words. So we know this. Where? What are we looking for? If you say where here, what are you looking for?
Place.
A place. Now, what will help you find the answer? What will help you find the answer, guys?
Scanning.
I think the word beach.
He is scanning. صح. But enter, when you scan, what will you be looking for? What will you be looking for?
The word
اسم.
يعني أشوف أيوة capital letter. Very good. I know that the question is about a place, and I know that the places start with a capital letter. So this is very simple, guys, but the students, when they do the test, okay, because they panic, they are stressed out, they can never pay attention to what's behind the scenes. Okay, so where? Well, simply I'm looking for a place. Well, what is really important in looking for a place? Well, it starts with a capital letter. Now, this way, it will be very easy to find the answer. Look, where? Now, this is not important according to the passage. Can beaches made of very ancient? Do you know the word ancient?
Yes.
قديم يعني old.
Yeah, very old, extremely old. So where can beaches made of very ancient sand be found? So here we are looking for a place, and there are some characteristics. So it has got beaches made of very ancient sand. So the word beaches, the word ancient, the place. Now, where is the place, guys?
Scotland.
It's northern of
Scotland. Yeah,
Scotland.
you see, it's very easy to find this one because it starts with a capital letter. Okay, and then what do I need to do? I need to employ what you call in-depth reading. I will read slowly around these words, and then we have the beach. Now I can find the word beach. You see here, you're very lucky. It's the same word. Okay, and very ancient. Where can we find it?
The older.
Where can we find very ancient? Where can we find the paraphrase of this?
Older.
Huh?
Old.
I think the order.
Older. The older.
No.
No, the older
They,
No,
yeah, they are
oh,
describing.
no.
Well,
Now there is an exact
editors,
paraphrase. Ancient, where can you find it?
no, they,
100 millions of years.
Millions
Very good,
years
excellent.
old.
Yes, 100 millions years old. Now this is very ancient. Okay, now these are the words. We will read around them. Now we're looking for a place where beaches made of very ancient sand can be found. What's this place?
Scotland.
Northern,
Scotland.
northern.
Okay, let me see if this is the question. Oh my God. Okay, yes, it's northern Scotland. Northern Scotland. Okay, so number 6. Now this is the last question. What are we looking for?
Person.
Yeah, we are looking for people here, for a person.
Capital.
ممتاز. لا, person, maybe a name. If it's a name, it's a capital letter, or maybe it is not a name. And who claims? Now, what does the here claims? What synonym can you think of when it comes to the word claims?
الادعاء.
لا in Arabic, in English. شو الفعل الثاني ممكن تقوله؟ Who?
Client.
Who says مثلا.
Who says? Maybe who says? Yes, who says? أنا بقول لكم try not to overthink the task. Maybe who says? Okay, who claims? Okay, that sand can have a more efficient function than coastal. Now here, what is the function of this sentence? More than. What is the function of this sentence?
Comparative.
Excellent. أحسنت.
Two.
هوني the writer is comparing. أنا بشوف الcomparison وين موجودة. Okay, and who claims? Okay, now I need to scan for a person. Sand, irreplaceable, ingredient, function, legion, might, never, cushions, land, often. Here we have the word say. What does it equal?
Claim.
Claims. Very good. And who says? Who claims?
Geography.
Geologist. Ahsan, geologist. But هلا شوف in English, so if you have the IST, move EST, it's a person. Like for example, someone who plays the guitar is a guitarist. Someone who plays the piano is a pianist. Okay, دائما IST, okay, is a person. And how did I know that this is a person? Even if we don't know the meaning of geologist, no problem. But we have say. Now this verb is related to people only. ما تقدر تقول لي the house says. غلط. Okay, things never say anything, but people say things. Okay, now the answer is geologist. So please, I'd like you to type it. Now you can type it now, no problem. Who claims that sand can have a more efficient function than coastal technology? Now, if you don't answer this question, you should think of committing suicide. تنتحر يعني. we have already answered it. My God. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show the answers. Yeah, geologist. Okay, now you need to be very careful, guys. So when you spell the words, now if the word is misspelled, you will get 0. We have already talked
يصير
about.
نقول the geologist ما ادري شو
عادي
لانه قال no more than 3 ما ادري شو.
No, the geologist عادي والgeologist عادي. شوف الذا والان والواحد ما يحسبوهم هذوما، تحب تحطهم حطهم. واضح؟
واضح.
Very good. Okay, so Hassan, Rama number 4 and Khawli number 6. Way to go. راما ينطبق عليك القول لكل جواد كبوة وكبوتك كانت في الويكند. باي اوكي. في الويكند. باي اوكي. Okay. So we're done with Kahoot. Okay, so we will do something else. Okay. Now this is the text that we have been dealing with. Now this one, which is sifting through the sands of time. Okay. Now, actually, it takes a lot of time for me, to create Kahoot activities. So just to make you, participate, it's better. But I couldn't finish today, so we'll not go. I'm going to go the traditional way, guys. Okay. So the chalk and talk. You know this. Before teachers used to use a chalk instead of markers. Okay. Now here we have a text. The effects on salmon biodiversity. Do you understand the word salmon?
Yes, type of fish.
Yeah, very good, type of fish. But the L is silent. We do not pronounce it. We don't say salmon, abadan. We say salmon. Yes, salmon. So this is a type of fish. Cool. Now, here, the first thing that I need to do, what is it, guys?
Read the title.
Read the title. When I called read the title, I have never said this before. Now, you are having your exam. The first thing, well, this is the text. What do I need to do?
Read the question.
Yes, look. شوف, do not read the question. أنا ما قلت هيك. أنا قلت have a look at the questions. شوف الأسئلة.
Aida.
For one reason, do not read them because you'll be losing your time. So for one reason, I need to, for example, see whether they are main idea questions or detailed questions. Now, here, is it about the main idea or the details?
Details.
مرحبا بكم, الله يرحم والديكم. And I will write here. So this is about the detailed question. Detail. No, that's a detailed question. Now, what do I need to do? To skim or scan?
Scan.
ايوه. شوفوا, هذا الفرق بينك وبين واحد هيك يدخل الامتحان هو ما عارف شيء. هذا فرق بيناتكم. انت تعرف كيف تحلي, تعرف شو المطلوب منك. اوكي, you know these things. اوكي. الثاني لا, الثاني راح يغطس في النص على طول. هيك راح يمسك النص, تقول عليه يقرا في شو اسمه, في واحد احاديث البخاري, كلمه واحد. هذا قاعد يخرف, لانه they are losing your time. احنا قلنا you need to set a purpose for your reading. لازم تعمل هدف. كيف تعمل هدف هذا? It is by reading the questions first. By having a look at the questions. Okay, I will decide which reading skill I'm going to use. That's very important. Now, well, I've seen this. Okay, now this is a detailed question. Which reading skill do I need to use? Well, it is the scanning skill. Okay, nothing more than this. So I will write here scanning. So this means that as a student, I know what I'm doing. Okay. Now, first of all, what do I need to do? I need to read the question. The question says, complete the flow chart below. Now, that's what you call a flow chart. Now, one box flows into the other. And here, if you look at the information, now look here. If you want to understand, you will have to read line by line. Now here, so if you want to understand this text or the first paragraph, so you have to read the text and you need to read from left to right, okay? And line by line, سطر سطر. هاي يسميه ايش؟ linear information. ما تقول لي شو يعني linear لاني مش فاهم, ما بعرف هم بالعربي. linear information or linear text. text يعني نص. linear ممكن بالسطور هيك يمشي بالسطر بالسطر.
خط
ها؟
يعني خط سطر.
ايه سطر very good. هاي يسميوها linear. اوكي. الثاني هذا it is not linear. Here we have boxes. Okay. Now I can, for example, read from here, from here. عادي. هذا boxes بس. هذا يسميوه non-linear text. Okay, it's a non-linear text. هوني I don't have to read line by line. But في الأمسات اللي بيدرسوا أمسات عندكم نوعين من النصوص. النص الأول بيكون non-linear. فطريقة الأجوبة لازم تكون تعتمد على scanning بالضبط. أنا بحكي على الأمسات اللي بيمتحن في الأمسات. دائما النص الأول يكون non-linear. يعني المعلومات ما تكون هيك بالسطر, لا. بيكون يجيبوا لكم مثلا advertisement, اعلان ولا شيء هيك boxes by boxes, something like this. But this is why when you are dealing, for example, with the AMSAT reading test, okay, you should pay attention that the first one, it will be non-linear text and I need to scan only the details. I don't need to read everything. Okay, that's a waste of time. Okay, good. We move on. So before I do anything, what do I need to do? I need to locate the information. We said that scanning helps me locate the information. Now this one here, we have a phrase, well, locate the information. Now that's number one, skill number one. Step number one. Okay, well, I need to locate the information. This is number one. How am I going to do this? It is through scanning the paragraph or the text. Now here we have life cycle of salmon. Now this is what you call the start. You see here, it is the start of the flow chart. Well, that's step number one, and this one is the last step. Now, when we write, because you cannot see, you know, here the diagram, you cannot see the diagram, the writer will say, well, the first step is, or the cycle starts with, okay? Now, this will help you locate the information. What here, prime? Naam?
The sequences.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, there are
الأحداث اللي صارت.
sequences. Yes, yeah, there are sequences. Yeah, this is what they call sequential information. We have sequences, but I'm talking about the writer because they are using words. Okay, and inshallah, هذا يعني when we do writing, I mean, task number one. So it is turning a diagram into a piece of writing. Okay, so I will show you how to do this. But normally you should know this. Okay, when writers write, they should say, well, first, or maybe the process starts with, or it begins with, or the first step is. Now, these are the things that I need, and it's life cycle of a salmon. Well, this is the cycle, and we have some steps here. Maybe this is the first step, okay? But what do I need to do now? I need to scan for this life cycle of salmon. Now, as you can see here, guys, we don't have words that stand out. ما عندنا كلمات start with a capital letter or something like this. No. So I need to be looking for cycle, salmon, life cycle, or for something that means this. Or maybe the salmon life cycle, something like this. But here what happens when you look at this phrase, you are doing what? Your brain will take what you call a mental picture. Surah Dahniya. This is what the brain will do. You are not aware of this. انت ما تعرف لأن البرين قاعد يشتغل. انت ما تعرف شو البرين بتاعك قاعد يسوي. Okay, but the brain will take a mental picture of this, and this is why I kept explaining this for 3 to 4 minutes. This is for one reason. I'm not wasting your time, but I am doing this so that your brain captures this. Okay, life cycle of salmon. Okay, now what are we going to do? So I will display the text, and I would like you to scan for this phrase. Okay, so here we have, I think it's in the first part of the text. The first part, yeah. So I'm going to display these two paragraphs. Okay, so try to find this phrase, which is life cycle of salmon. You need to scan all of it, whatever you can see on the screen, guys. Yalla, let me see who will be the fastest one to get this phrase, life cycle of salmon.
It starts from line 9, I think.
هذا لا cycle. واحد، اثنين،
Okay, is it the first paragraph or the second paragraph? Now this
Second
is the first.
Second paragraph.
Okay, which line?
1, 2, 3.
The third line. Very good, excellent. Okay, now this is the life cycle of a typical salmon. Okay, now I have found the phrase. Now this means that I have located the information. Okay, so it means that all the answers will be in this area. Now what do I need to do? I need to read the summary. اللي هي الخلاصة. I need to read the summary before reading the text. Okay, so I will read the summary. Oh my God. Now this gives me a headache. Okay, now here what do we have? We have females lay
لا.
eggs, and here we have in or plural. Now here, what are we looking for? Here we're look for no more than one word. You should decide, you should tell me about the type of word. Do I need a verb, adjective, noun? What do I need?
Noun.
Noun. Very
Noun.
good. Now this is very important. Now there are 9 parts of speech. Well, I will be focusing only in nouns. Now the rule in English, if you have a preposition, okay, you have a prep like this. So this is what they call a preposition. It should be followed by a noun. This is what you call prepositional phrase. Okay. Now here we have another preposition phrase. Look, preposition plus noun. Okay, of, preposition plus noun. These are called prepositional phrases. Now here I'm looking for a noun. I'm looking for where, or a place where female lay eggs. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. And as I told you before, guys, this is the first step. So maybe there's something in the text that tells me, well, this is the first step. Okay, so I need to pay attention to this. Okay. This is why I play my lessons. I prepare my lessons, or I present them on Kahoot, so not to be like, like this, scrolling down, scrolling up. This is very annoying. Okay, now here we have the life cycle of a typical salmon, and we're looking for a place where they lay their eggs.
Nest.
What is the answer? I heard someone said one thing or something.
Nest or reddish.
Okay, yeah, so here, nests or reds. Okay, reds or nest. Now look, now here we have the first stage, or the first step. Here we have the phrase begins. Now, okay, cool. This is fine. So because here we don't have the word begin written there, but you should understand that a flow chart has a beginning or a start and an end. Now, and here we found the exact words, females. Where can we find the word lay?
Deposit.
Yeah, okay. No difference between deposit and lay, okay? And the word eggs, it's the same thing. So we have 2 words here. We have females and we have eggs. And we need a place. We have the in.
Preposition also same.
Very good. Yeah, this we have nest or reds. Okay, now, how do we need to write the answer? Okay. Okay. Good.
So if we wrote nest,
I will tell you.
right?
So you should write nests, right?
Yes.
And here, because here it said one word. But هلا ما شاء الله خولة is a clever woman. تحب تتشاطر، تحب تاخذ اكثر علامات. كتبت ريدز.
انا اسفه وايد اتكلم.
لا عادي انا بحكي لك على الحقيقه، مو على هيك. لا مثلا خولة ذكيه حصلت الاثنين nests وريد. Now if you write this is my question. How much do you think you will get?
0.
ايوه الله يرحم والديك. احسنتي. Yeah. So this is why you need to be very careful, guys. Some guys are really smart, okay? يعني rarely will you find a student, for example, who can come up with 2 answers. هو جواب إن شاء الله يلقاه. لكن there are some good students. So, and because you are good, أحيانا being good will destroy you, okay? So this is what you need to do. Well, they asked me to come up with only 1 word, okay? So I will write nests and it will be correct, or I will write reds and it will be correct. But I should never write both. واضح؟ ممتاز. Okay. Now, what do I need to do? So I need to read the summary where there must be plenty of. Now, what keywords should you highlight here?
Where?
Okay, I will highlight where, but where is not very important.
لأن place. Where?
Okay, place.
Must.
Okay, no problem. And then.
Oh.
Plenty.
Plenty of. What does a plenty mean?
العديد يعني.
لا أنا قلت شو قلت؟ أنا قلت إحنا أنتم when you highlight the keywords before you go to the text, what should you do? You should think of the words that could be used in the text. Now, honey, where قلت place? Okay, but لما أقول plenty of.
Many of them.
Many more. A lot of. Okay, an abundance of. Plethora of. Okay, something like this. هذا قلت لكم. This is what you need to do before you go to the text, because you might find words, okay, that you're not paying attention to. So this is why before you explore the text, guys. So think of the words that could be used there. Now, يلا, tell me about the answer. بالترتيب هذول كلهم يكونوا so in the same order of the passage, okay? يعني جاوبنا على هذا تحتهم بيكون.
No, I don't think so.
What did you say? أول
I said
شيء
large quantities,
quantities of
but he mentioned some
بس هذه large
quantities
quantities of شو يعني؟
gravels. No, it's not.
أيوة هذه تعني plenty. واضح؟
here,
لكن the answer is gravel.
gravel.
أو gravel sorry gravel اللي هو small pebbles اللي هو الحصى الصغير.
حصى.
gravel yes okay.
Stone.
Now this is the correct answer. You see? So
Gravel.
be careful. أول شيء I need to find the keywords and I need a noun. لأنه قال لي
Quantity,
of. Yeah, so this is a noun. It's a gravel. I will write the word. I don't have a mouse. This is the problem. Okay. Now here plenty of gravel. Okay, great. Now young salmon occupy. Now what does the word occupy mean here?
Take their place.
Yeah, very
Live.
good. Yes, أحسنت أحسنت. احنا human beings, we occupy two things. What are they?
بالعربي
No problem. Go ahead.
شو هي بالعربي؟
No, احنا human beings, we occupy two things. What are they?
يعني نحن بنشوف
Our houses, places. I don't know.
Yes, well, أول شيء we occupy places. والشيء الثاني إنك لميت وإنهم لميتون. We occupy what?
تراب.
Space. What time? الزمن. يعني احنا human beings we occupy two things. It is the place and the space with time. الاثنين مع بعض. فهمت علي ولا لا؟ فاهمين ولا مش فاهمين؟
لا ما فهمت.
الإنسان له
يعني-
حيزين حيز الزمان وحيز المكان.
يعني العمر تقصد؟
لا الإنسان بصفة عامة.
إيه.
يعني أنت when you think you can think of the place يعني في إطار الزمان في إطار المكان. فهمت علي ولا لا؟
إيه فهمت.
إيه هلا when you think of الله سبحانه وتعالى هل الله سبحانه وتعالى يحده مكان ولا زمان؟
لا.
لا لا مشان هيك أنا نقول لك احنا human beings لا احنا when we talk about occupation what do we occupy as a human beings؟ لأنه هنا قال young salmon occupy. What do they occupy? It must be one of them. It's either the place ولا the time. واحد منهم. Okay? And here we have for up to several years. Now this is a phrase for up to several years. Okay.
Like time.
Yeah. Did you say span?
We will see the answer. In the
Yeah,
passage.
okay. So before we see the answers, we need to focus on the word young, salmon, and they occupy. So maybe this is space, and for up to several years, well, this is the time. Okay. So maybe we're looking for, maybe we are looking for the place because here the time is indicated. So they said for up to several years. And maybe, this is why I asked you guys, when you occupy, what do we occupy? We occupy two things, دائما place, space and time. Okay, so the time has been mentioned. So maybe here they are going to talk about
Place.
the place. Very good, yes. التفكير هذا تفكير بسيط لكن بيساعدك كثير يوم الامتحان. Okay, now we need to find the phrase the young salmon or young salmon. Where is it?
The next sentence, the young.
Yeah, we have the young. Now, do you understand the young? It's the plus what? شو اللي بعد the جاء? Is it a noun or adjective? طب أعطيكم خيار ثاني بندورة فلافل ولا adjective؟
Adjective.
Adjective.
لا والله لو حبيت اختاروا لي فلافل ولا بندورة حلوة والله. But it's an adjective. It's an adjective. Yes.
Adjective.
إيه بس شوفوا هذه القاعدة في الإنجليزي. إذا عندك the plus adjective
No.
بس ما وراها noun. So the plus adjective بس هذه قاعدة. هذه تساوي a class of something. مثلا لما نقول the blind شو يعني the blind؟ ها؟ شو يعني the blind؟
Cannot see. Blind.
الأعمى.
الأعمى. إيه cannot see.
لما تقول the blind وحدهم اوكي هذا بنسموه العميان. هذه class of people. لما تقول the young يعني الصغار، وحتى في الجرامة لازم تكون the مثلا the young are. كمل جملتك، ما بصير تقول is ابدا. اذا the plus adjective بدون noun. لما نقول the blind person is، لكن لو قلنا the blind بس هذه it will give you a class of people. اوكي لما نقول the rich كيف ترجمها بالعربي؟
الأغنياء.
ايوه احسنتوا. هذه لازم تعرفوها، ممكن يجيكم حتى في اللي يمتحنوا الامثال ولا لما تكتب if you want to mention a class of people you say the rich are, we don't say ولا the poor are. اوكي لانه ليش the plus adjective اصلا ما بتيجي ابدا الا في الحاله هذه، لانه the adjective ما بيجي الا after helping verb. مثلا نقول I am rich or I am happy. am هي helping verb اللي هو linking verb. اما انه يجي بروحه بدون noun ما بيجي الا في الحاله هذه the rich وthe sick المرضى، the disabled المعاقين، the blind العميان. اوكي دائما تيجي ار، ما فيها اس لكنها دائما ار. هون شو قال؟ the young emerge، ما قال emerges. ليش ما قال emerges؟
لأنه آر.
لانه جمع.
جمع.
هون هون بعرف انه ما بيحكي على واحده بس، بيحكي على فريق
مجموعة.
كامل. ياس مسامن the young emerge. لو بيحكي على واحد لازم يقول the young salmon emerges، لكن لما قال the young emerge يحكي على كل الصغار. اوكي باي كملوا يلا. from here and live.
fresh water.
ايوه
Fresh.
how did you know؟ كيف عرفتي؟
live in مكان place.
very good. اذا هون to live in يعني to occupy the same thing. live in يعني occupy. what do they occupy؟ fresh water.
fresh water.
well this is the place. بعدين قال for period well this is what you call the time. فهمتوا كيف ولا؟
yes.
دائما we occupy two things. الانسان له حيز المكان وحيز الزمان. هذا الانسان الضعيف البسيط اللي ما عنده شيء واللي في الاخير بيكفر تلقاه كافر يعني. زين هذا لا لازم يعرف. this is why for example when we think لما نفكر احنا اوكي يعني the brain doesn't function so only within these two parameters اللي هما time and space. this is how we think. نفكر ولا في الاطار هذا. this is why there are many questions that we cannot answer. we cannot answer especially questions that pertain to the hereafter اللي هو العالم ايش؟ عالم الغيب. احنا الحين نعيش في عالم الشهاده. الشهاده الاشياء التي تشاهدها وتلاحظها هذا عالم الشهاده، لكن عالم الغيب ما تقدر تستخدم فيه العقل بتاعك ابدا. this is something beyond your imagination. ليش؟ لانك انت تفكر الا في الاطار الزمان والمكان. this is very important guys. so when we talk about occupation okay زين. so here what should we write? the answer should be what?
fresh water.
Yeah, so here I need to write fresh water. And please note that fresh water, it is one word. Okay, yes, أحسنت والله ما شاء الله عليك. But what is the opposite of fresh water?
dirty water.
Salt
Dirty.
water.
Salt, yeah, salty water.
pollution.
Yeah, salty water.
اوكي.
salt يعني
عذب
مالح.
هذا.
هذا
ما
ما
عذب.
عذب. أحسنت. salty water اللي هو المياه البحر. اوكي لكن هذا السلمون يعيش في
الريفر.
يخرب بيت
الانهار.
الكيلو ب100 وشويه الحين. Right, okay. Now, and then there is a process which is known as, here we have a process, عملية known as. Okay, so I will underline the word process and known as, and we're going to look for this. Oh, okay. Oh my God, this is why I hate this one. Okay, now here we are looking for a process and known as. هذوم الkeywords. Tell me about the answer. احنا we stopped here several years. The juveniles. Now the juveniles اللي هم the young اللي هم الصغار. مشان هيك juvenile delinquency اللي يسموه الصياعة. juvenile يعني young صغير. Okay? So the juveniles اللي هم the young salmon. كمل يلا. اقرا وحدك وقول لي what is the process and how did you know?
Maybe called small notification.
أيوة, smalltification. This is the process. How did you know that this is the correct answer? Tell me.
Called.
What does called
Called.
equal؟ شو تساوي called؟
Titles.
noun.
Names.
لا called شو تساوي في الكيورد؟
No,
Oh,
as.
noun as.
أيوة known as. Very good. This is a very simple word, guys. Okay, so but it can save your life. It can save your life. So there is a process known as. So known as or called the same thing. But maybe if you are a good student, okay, and you know what you call this is the process in English. So it is known as metamorphosis. If you know the word metamorphosis, but I don't like that you know it. I don't think that you know this word metamorphosis. Maybe you don't know it, okay? But the word here called will help you, okay? But not metamorphosis. Is it clear? Because metamorphosis, it means a process. Now, call, well, this is known as, okay? So don't tell me that the IELTS exam, it's very difficult. No, you have to pay attention to every single word. Why? Because whatever is written here, كل ما يكتب هنا, it will be reflected in the reading passage. So if you don't know what a process means, just look for a word which is simpler than process, which is called, okay? So instead of known as. So what should we write here? What should we write?
Small ما ادري شو هذا.
Small smalltification. Okay. No, smalltification. اللي هي السلمنة. Okay, I don't know. It is like this. Okay. No,
هي من كلمة سلمون صح؟
إيه جاي من salmon. نعم.
Okay.
Okay, now here migrations to, what does the word migration mean, guys? What does it mean, migration?
هجرة يهاجرون.
Yeah,
من
very good.
المحيط.
شوفوا هل migration هذه it is يعني used with animals.
الإيميجريشن حق الهيومن.
زين لحظة شوي بس ذكرت توفيق ضحكني والله يخرب بطل زين لحظة بس يقول لي ما درسهم انجليزي هذول درسهم بالعربي قلت يا اخي ما بقدر يقول لي ترى في ناس ما تفهم شيء زين شو اسوي له زين فتذكرته الحين لاني راح اشرح لكم الفرق بين مايجريشن واميجريشن فقلت هو لو بيشوفني الحين يقول لك هذا شو قاعد تسوي هذا ليش يدرس فيهم هيك زين هلا الاميجريشن this is related to people is it clear؟
Yes.
متعلقة بالناس اللي هي الهجرة اوكي وعندنا مايجريشن متعلقة بالناس نفس الشيء لكن في فرق الاميجريشن هي الهجرة الخارجية والمايجريشن هجرة داخلية فهمتوا ولا لا؟ يعني مثلا in the UAE you have a problem of migration ولا immigration؟ migration شو يعني؟ يعني people come inside the UAE لكن if UAE people leave the country for another country هذه نسميها a problem of immigration فهمتوا الفرق بيناتهم؟
Immigration.
ايه ومايجريشن هذه تستخدم لهجرة الحيوانات بس عفاكم اكرمكم الله migration هجرة ما نقدر نقوله immigration نقوله بس migration for animals we say migration but not immigration إذن immigration for people and migration could be used for people اللي هي الهجرة الداخلية I've given you an example for example people come to work in the UAE now in the UAE there's a problem of migration but it's not immigration but if you talk about Egypt for example so all people would like to leave Egypt ولا سوريا مثلا ولا تونسيا نفس الشيء يقولوا ليش انت ما ذكرت معي اوكي كلهم we have a problem of immigration it means that locals اللي هم ابناء البلد what do they do so they leave the country for another one looking for a job or whatever okay now here we have migrations to oceans and then return well I will highlight the word return so it's a keyword they return to and there is something of birth and I repeat what I have just said whatever is written here will be reflected in the reading passage so you will find these words but if you're lucky you will find the same words if you're not lucky you will find similar expressions is this clear?
Yes.
Bye. Okay, we will go back to the text. Oh my god okay great okay now here we have and they head towards the ocean it means that they go to the ocean once in the sea the salmon you see here undertake extensive migration now this is the migration that he talked about of thousands of miles while they mature. They mature يعني they become adults. واضح؟
اوكي
ينضجون while they mature. Okay. Now, after anywhere from a few months to a few years, adult salmon, and we have the word return. It's the same thing. And here we have a phrase in opposition اللي هي يسموها بالعربية جملة اعتراضية. Now this is not important. I will just discard it. Okay. Adult salmon, where do they return? They return to the river and where they were born. This is the river of birth.
يعني wherever الجواب.
نعم بالضبط. So تختاروا بس الريفة، بس هذه الريفة. They return to the river. عندنا في يعني in the summary what do we have? We have I think of birth. هونيك أعطانا شو where they were born. Now here we have a verb, and then in I think in the summary we have a noun. Okay. So here we will simply write. So they return to what?
river.
River. Yeah. So they return to river. Okay. Good. Okay. But now it's 4:30. I haven't had my lunch. I'm very hungry. Okay. Now, what have you learned today? Who can sum up what we did today?
scanning
Yeah, very good. So we learned about the
scanning
And
scanning and in-depth
and
reading.
reading.
Okay. Now, how did you find this? Easy, average, or difficult?
Together easy 100%.
ما هو together easy. ما هو لازم تفكر انا شو بعمل؟ انا لما ادرس بستخدم الطريقه، انتم ما تعرفوا انا شو اللي بستخدم. انا بستخدم طريقه thinking aloud. شو يعني thinking aloud؟ يعني انا لما افكر بصوت مرتفع. Okay, this is why I told you, for example, لما اقول لك which event? I stop there. Oh, well, event should have this and it should have this. This is what we call the thinking aloud strategy. مشان انت تفكر بنفس الطريقه. لما جينا عند كلمه occupy, what do we occupy normally? We occupy place and space. اصل occupation هو الاحتلال او الاستعمار. Okay, they occupy your land. مثلا Portugal مثلا occupy the UAE from كذا to كذا. Okay, or Britain, whatever. Now, occupation هو الاحتلال. Now, بالأخير احنا when we occupy space and we occupy time. So this is why I told you. For example, here I have time. Then نقول well I need space here. هيك يعني بتفكر بالطريقة هذه تقل الأمور سهلة. لكن students what happens? So they really panic on the day of the exam. On test day they panic. Okay, this is the problem. And things are very easy and you can find it easily والله. لكن you have to take it easy. Okay, do not overthink things. Here, what are they really testing? They are testing your ability to scan. بس
scan
ايه هذا اللي بده اياه هو. يعني انا استغرب من واحد يقول لي صعب. بتحداك if you find a difficult question, okay, I will explain it to you and you will see that it's a very easy question. لكن انت تصعب الامور. This is the problem. Like last night, I asked them to write sentences. ساعة كاملة وأنا بخرف بقول لهم ما بتكتب القوالب الجاهزة، ترى لما نصحح ما بنحتسبهم ويخلوك في خانة إنك أنت ما تعرف تكتب بس أنت بتحفظ. اليوم واحدة بتكلمني بتقول لي أستاذ أنت عن جد امبارح تقول قلت شو عن جد أنا بهزر معاك يعني يعجبكش تقول لي أنت أنا كتبت هذه أخذت بي2 إيه أخذت وكتبت لي جمل والله ما يكتبهم واحد جريد 1 والله. طب ليش ما تمسك الاشياء اللي انا بقولها لك شوي شوي راح تتعلم انجليزي. حاول انك تتعلم. انا this is what I say to the student. الاستاذ توفيق اليوم عنده امتحان وبده ينجح. بدك تنجح عاد لكن بدك تتعلم. يعني شو افضل انك تنجح ولا تتعلم؟ which is better؟
تعلم
اتعلم يا اخي تعلم. ليش ما تتعلم؟
long term.
Yes, so it's like this والله. انتوا لو تحضروا دورات IELTS ثانيه teachers will never focus on these things, so they will give you the answers ومع السلامه. لكن I don't like this. I believe that okay, so as long as you are here you need to learn. Okay, so يا اخي do not learn for the exam because once you take the exam خلاص you will quit. Okay, but try to learn something. Okay, so because English is important. Okay, it's the language of the world. وبعدين يعني it's good to be bilingual. Bilingual يعني بتكون عندك لغتين. So it's really good to be bilingual, so you can speak 2 languages. يا أخي حتى بالميزان الشرعي الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من تعلم لغة قوم أمن شرهم. ما أدري الحديث هذا صحيح ولا لكنه مشهور. ما شفت. Okay. Now, being bilingual, you have 2 languages. Bi يعني 2. ولا being trilingual يعني you have 3 languages. ولا being linguistically الألسنية هذا علم. وإلا multilingual يعني هذه بلغات متعددة. Now you can be multilingual. So I know some people who speak 7 or 8 languages and they speak them fluently. Now I really envy them. أحسدهم. والحسد لا يصير بس أغبطهم. Okay. Now this is why, for example, whenever you learn something, now it is something that will add to your credits as a student, as a human being, as an individual in the society. Okay. ما تخلي الناس يضحكوا عليك. ولا ما يعني أنت لما تتعلم شيء هذا it is a life skill في حياتك. Don't learn something for the exam and then يعني خلاص تقول no I don't need it. No, don't do this. Okay. بقى. الله يعطيكم العافية وجزاكم الله خير وسمحوا لي طولت عليكم. ما طولت كثير 5 دقائق بس. But do you have any questions?
No.
No.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
الله يرحم والديك. شاهي مرة بس تقولوا yes we have one question. مرة بس في حياتكم بس. You fail my expectations. فيلا يعطيكم العافية يلا و have a nice day. Bye bye.
شكرا.
سلامة.
مع السلامة.